good evening, welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. We'll join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening. It's Jaffa and Big South Side. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Not bad, Ox. How's yourself, pal? Thanks for having me on. How you doing, Southside?
Evening, Jaffa. Evening, Ox. And a huge hello to everyone listening in this evening.
Maybe I should have said brethren, but that's another subject. Don't want to upset anybody, you know. Right, okay. How are you, Jaffa?
Very well, Ox. Aye. A lot better after the weekend's result, which was marvellous. Yep. Can't wait for tomorrow night to come. In fact, I wish we were playing that lot again tomorrow night.
Good point, mate. How are you, Southside?
Aye, fine, mate. Aye, happy after Sunday, mate. And like Jaffa says, looking forward to tomorrow night, pal.
All right, mate. Aye. Obviously, I know you're a study of the game. You watch the game, Southside, and just give me your thoughts on how you went. I didn't think there was much changes to the actual shape of the side. I just thought the desire and the strength up the middle of the park improved us, mate.
I think we had a lot of desire, heart and passion, mate. It was seen right for the off. Obviously, Alfie making a burst through in the first seconds, really up to the edge of the box, and we think we got a corner at it or something. So the intent was there for the start, mate, and I thought it was a much better. Well, certainly couldn't have got any worse, mate, than the week before. So it was a good performance, a lot of good performers. Kent, Ryan, Jack, obviously Alfie was the standout. Lundstram had a good game. So players get minutes into their legs, Balogun coming back. So thoroughly enjoyed it, mate, and I thought it was a polished performance.
Jaffa?
Again, similar to Southside, Ox, I thought the application was brilliant from the very off. I think it was just down to the tempo, which I think we all agree we've been watching for a long number of weeks now. We've just not got out the starting blocks, and from the very off on Sunday, the tempo was amazing. It was brilliant. I thought Ryan Kent was the orchestra. I mean, the ball through from Bassey for the first goal, I think set the whole game up. He dove and the wee move before it where he got the ball at the back post, which I thought was a shot. But all in all, Ox, I think we had great performance, and it was thoroughly needed, I'll tell you.
If I was critical of one thing for Ryan Kent, 2 good situations, mate, and he never hit the target, but I did think he had a better game, yeah.
Well, I mean, he did 2 assists, obviously. He got 2 assists for the 2 goals, which, you know, in normal circumstances you can. But he just needs to keep that consistency level going, Ox. And I mean, Ryan Kent at that level and that tempo he's unplayable. But as I said, the whole team, I think, was from the very off was brilliant. As Southside said, all the players that he named there were absolutely outstanding. Alfredo Morelos, I mean, he's the only guy that can play with his back to goal for us, and he's absolutely brilliant at it.
Aye, he scored goals regular, Southside. Scored goals regular, yeah.
Aye, Alfie. He's back. He was firing before the break, wasn't he? And then obviously, so he's back. I think he's been banging him in, mate. And I thought Ryan Jack, outstanding to see him back for the length of time he's been out. I thought the wee pirouette in the middle of the park when he kept the ball and knocked it out to Bassey. And what a pass for Bassey, splitting the centre back and the full back for Kent for the first goal. It was magical. But Ryan Jack made a difference. Do you think, Jaffa, Ryan Jack moves the ball a bit quicker in the midfield for us than what Glenn Kamara does?
I think he does, Southside. And I'll tell you another thing. I think Ryan Jack looks an even better player than he was before he went out injured. I think he's control of the game. It's as if he's been studying positional sense. I noticed that last week when they come on against Celtic.
Jaffa, did you say to me Ryan Jack's getting better as he gets older?
Absolutely. He looks brilliant. I think his positional strength looks amazing. Sorry for using that bad language there, Rangers Radio. Apologies, that slipped out my mouth there.
Gives me something to look forward to. Southside?
He's been absolutely brilliant. He knows our team inside out. You can see Tavernier was going forward as well. He was starting to move forward in the flank, and Ryan Jack just covered, but I think he moves the ball that wee bit quicker in your midfield further forward than that, and I think that's what probably made us look a wee bit faster in the midfield on Sunday.
No, but also I think the difference is, see, sometimes as there is that 10, 20 yards of space, mate, he'll drive into it with the ball. Yeah, it makes you more positive as a side. Where Glenn can sometimes look good and he'll maybe go side to side. And we know that Kamara's quick. We've seen it in opportunities. We've seen it again on Sunday, actually, when he scored the goal. You just want him to do that in his play, Jaffa.
It's just, you're right, Ox, and Ryan Jack, you're right. Ryan Jack does drive into space when he sees the space ahead of him. And maybe Glenn Kamara and possibly even Aribo on occasions can be a bit more conservative. Although when Aribo's playing in that forward role, he's brilliant. Maybe a wee bit off the boil at the moment. He's a wee bit quieter since he came back for the African Cup of Nations. But I think Aribo's form will come back. But overall, I thought just the tempo, Ox, just the application, the desire. I mean, a performance was required, and they gave us a performance. And I'm honestly, I'm indebted to the players for doing that, because the fans needed that. But all we need to do now is continue that on to the end of the season. 13 more games, couple of games against Dortmund, and I think if they play like that, I think we can do them. We can turn them over.
Yeah. Listen, we've set a standard, Southside. We've set a standard.
To be honest, mate, there always should be standards that high. Should be like that anyway. You know, they badly let themselves down midweek, and we've let ourselves down in some performances this season, even with victories. The performances haven't been good enough. But that was probably a more or less complete performance. Obviously, the first 5 minutes, maybe 7-8 minutes, we gave away 2 stupid chances in the game. But apart from that, it was more or less enough a 90-minute performance for the team, my opinion.
Yeah. All right, but it's gone. And we look forward, as we always do. Yeah, but I tell you what we'll do, if it's all right with you two, we'll hear from our gaffer. And we'll quickly get your thoughts after it, and we'll open the phone lines, yeah? Is that all right with you?
Nice,
sounds brilliant, Ox.
All right, I'll make my stay short, and let's hear from you.
Squad fitness ahead of tomorrow night.
Squad fitness is that we only have one change in the squad, and that's that Ryan Jack is out because he has too much problem with his ankle. So he will be not in the squad and not playing tomorrow.
Is that just for tomorrow, or does Ryan face a longer spell out than that?
No, I think it's not that serious. Of course, he had a injury. He got a knock on his ankle during the game, which gave him a lot of discomfort. So hopefully we can make him ready in the next days to train again. So it's not a serious injury. Only the game tomorrow is too soon. Of course, with a tight schedule and many games in a week, sometimes the game just comes too quick.
Giovanni, after that great win at the weekend, have you now set the standard? Is that the team now set the standard, and you won't allow the standards to drop following that great win against Hearts?
Well, yeah, of course. I think I mentioned also after the game, we show the way we can play, and that's our standards. That's the level you want to reach every game. Not only playing wise, tactically, but also character-wise. And this is definitely the way to go forward, and to make sure also tomorrow we keep those levels high, and make sure we have the same performance.
How key is it to make sure you look at Alfredo Morelos was excellent at the weekend? How key is it not to be reliant on players and making sure that everyone is chipping in and taking the burden off each other?
Well, that's very important. Of course, Morelos is important for our play, as you saw also against Hearts, with the link-up play with him, with his runs, of course, his presence in the 18-yard box. And but again, the threat we had on Sunday was in different areas. If you see only the goal scorers, different goal scorers, Morelos too, but also 3 different other goal scorers. So that's what you want. You want a team who's capable of creating chances, not only from players up front, but also from midfield players. So that's also I think very important in our game.
Hi, Giovanni. Just on Morelos, obviously he's out of contract next summer. I just wonder if there have been any conversations over a new deal for Morelos, and if not, how high up a priority is that for you to tie a player like that down who's so important?
Well, I didn't have a chat with him about his long-term future, but he's definitely a player who is important for us, for the club as well, and I think he's enjoying his football at the moment. So if your player is out of contract after next season, of course I think the talks will happen somewhere this year to see how the future is for both sides. So, but I'm happy with Morelos and happy with the performances he's putting putting it on the pitch. So more than happy with him. And contract-wise, we have to somewhere this season. I think talks will begin.
Can I also just pick up on the unfortunate Ryan Jack news? I think the player had taken to social media to really vent his frustration at the challenge. Can I just confirm if the injury was from the challenge with bringing me? I think that the Hearts player, and what you made of that challenge, that it wasn't cautioned by the referee.
Well, it was definitely I saw during the match. I saw the tackle was taking place. I immediately saw that he had problems with his ankle or with his lower foot, because Ryan Jack is not someone who's he's a very tough player. So once he feels something, he will let that know. And he was injured, so it was a challenge. The ref didn't see it as a challenge, so the game went on. But it was definitely a foul, and definitely that moment which made his injury. He had, of course, a lot of adrenaline to play on, because his character is like that. But, now the game for tomorrow comes too soon. But, it's directly related with the tackle,
Just to go back to Ryan Jack, there were similar tackles on Balogun and Bassey, and full time after a 5-0 win, your captain's remonstrating with the referee at the final whistle. Did you find that a little odd, considering how the game had gone?
Well, I mean, we are happy with the result. Of course, a booking is a booking. Although you have the idea that you play the ball. I think in the situations you just mentioned, both Leon and both Kelvin thought they were at the ball first and hit the ball, like normally. So, but. A yellow card is a yellow card. If you keep accumulating yellow cards, it will definitely be a suspension. So I can understand, the thinking of my players. But, overall, you have to be happy with the 5-0 and move on, because, as I said before, the ref is taking the decisions. He's taking the decisions, with the knowledge and the view he has got on the pitch. And we have to respect that. It's quite easy to watch the tackles afterwards and say, okay, there are no fouls. But the ref doesn't have a replay. He doesn't have VAR. So it's those are difficult moments for him as well. But as I said, you just have to go on and make sure all thinking and all the only thing you have to do is to prepare for the next match.
Now that signings have come in, Rangers really have quite a lot of midfield options. Do you see that you're coming into a period of heavy rotation in the squad, or would you always prefer to start with a settled team?
Well, it's just that's I can depend on every moment. It's depending on how your players feel. It depends how the opponent plays, which competition you're in. So, as you said, we have quite a fit squad. Only Haji and of course now Ryan Jack are not available through injury, but otherwise we have a full squad. So I'm really happy because there was a time in this year where we didn't have a lot of players available, a lot of players out. So very good luxury for me to go into every game and see what's needed and what kind of players I need for the game. But I think it's an ongoing process. Of course, you want to that the team is settled, but sometimes you need to rotate.
Giovanni, when we spoke to you last week, you said it's in these times that you can learn the most. How much do you feel you've learned from the midweek disappointment to the response against Hearts at the weekend?
No, I think what I've learned is that we reacted well, and I think we picked up different areas of our play which wasn't good enough on the midweek game, and we really improved in that. We were quite aggressive. We were pressing, at the right moments with the whole team, and just didn't let Hearts escape from an easy build-up. So that was, I think, very good for me to see that we reacted in the way we wanted. And of course, we were very dominating, and I think that's also good to see. And the case is now to go on this path and to make sure we keep the levels, and also be sharp and also able to confront when players aren't doing that or making mistakes. Just make sure you keep that level as a team as well. For me, of course, as a coach from the sidelines, but also as a team. And I saw that on Wednesday. So everyone was pushing each other, helping each other, coaching each other, and make sure we did everything to win the game.
Of course, an opportunity to continue that against Hibs tomorrow, who are not on the greatest run. What are you expecting from them? Well,
I think we can expect a similar game in system-wise. They played Hibs played Hearts last week with the same systems with 5 in the back. So we are prepared well, and we all also know we had a tough game when we were last time playing Hibs away. So it's a new game, but our main objective is the way we are and behave ourselves, and that has to be the same as we had on Sunday against Hearts.
Aaron Ramsey came on to make his debut on Sunday. In terms of his fitness levels, is he ready to start games, and are you tempted to pitch him in, start him tomorrow?
No, I don't think he's ready to start yet. I mean, you could see the difference when he came in and really just joined the team sessions in training, and also his first minutes in the game last Sunday. So, Aaron is improving each day, and I think it's good to see the difference he already made in a week, and he will become better and better. And but starting a game for him is too soon. But as I said before, he will be closer in starting a game the more minutes he plays and the more sessions he has with the team.
And I wonder if you could give us an update on Filip Helander. I know he's not in the European squad. There was hope when he initially got injured he'd be back around Christmas time, but it seems to be dragging on. Is there any update, and what is the issue with him at the moment?
Well, Filip, of course, was a hard decision to leave him out of the European squad, because we had only 23 players we could put on the list. So at that time, I choose for the players who were fit and to play games, and also players who can play in different roles. But for Filip, he's really close in starting, giving minutes again. So hopefully we can involve him in the weekend so he starts playing, and also be involved with the squad in the league and in the cup competition. But the only competition he cannot play is in Europe. But once he will make his minutes, he will be back in the squad as well. So it's looking for him quite positive. So he will be back playing really soon.
All right, gentlemen, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ox.
Obviously. Mixed news coming at the press conference. Finished with Phil Helander, started with Ryan Jack. Tackles and part and parcel of the game. Got a knock his ankle. Hopefully, he's maybe all right for Saturday or maybe next week. Southside, then Jaffa.
My personal opinion, Ox, I wouldn't risk Ryan Jack plastic surface at the weekend.
I get that.
So for that point of view, I don't think we really need to risk him in a game like that. I think we've got players that can play that'll be good enough, so I wouldn't risk him. And I think I heard them mentioning Helander maybe at the weekend. I don't know if Gio's maybe forgot they've got a plastic surface, because I don't think I'd risk Helander on that either, to be honest. I know he needs minutes, but I would be reluctant, in my opinion, to risk him. But it was the only sort of blight on it was that Ryan Jack picked up that injury. Refereeing was terrible. Some of the decisions he gave and he missed was shocking. And he certainly took a sore one on his ankle, so I'm not surprised that he was struggling.
It was a foul, but the referee can't stop the tackle. But it was a foul and potentially a yellow card, But yeah, it's football, I suppose. I thought he was excellent, Ryan Jack, on Sunday. I thought he helps our team look better, and I think it was a smart substitution, even if he hadn't had the knock, Jaff.
Yeah, it was Oxide to get him off, and obviously he was looking uncomfortable at that point. Bit disappointing to hear that he's going to be out, but I guess encouraging to hear Giovanni say that it was only going to be the one game that he'll miss and he would be available. But like Southside said, I think Gio's forgotten that it's a plastic pitch we're playing on at the weekend, and there's no point in risking, and I don't think risk either of the players or any player for that matter coming back for an injury. We should have absolute more than we're thanking in our squad to deal with an Athletic. Tomorrow night's a more important game for me. Well, both are important, but you get my point that tomorrow night's far more important in what happens in the league. So, but Ryan Jack, it was great to have him back, but I'm sure he'll be back again, and he was looking strong. He is looking really. He looks fit.
Aye, he looks up for the battle. He knows what it's about, and we certainly missed him the game before, but it's gone now. We have to look forward. So, good news on Phil Helander, Jaffa.
Aye, it would be great to get him back, Ox. This is an important run in the league, and we all agree. I think all of us that Big Helander is our best defender. Him and Balogun, him and Golson at the back. Helander are definitely our strongest defensive partnership, and it would be good to get Big Phil back and fit. As for the run in, because he just built a bit more steel in the back end. So yep, good news on him.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
So, Sid, positive about Helander? Yeah?
Aye, we know what he brings to the team, mate, don't we? So we've certainly missed him, and him and Golson play well together, and they understand each other, and they're a good partnership. So it's trying to get minutes, and obviously with the plastic pitch coming up, where he might risk him to get him some game time, but we'd like to get minutes in his legs and certainly get him back in the left-hand side of your defence, because it's certainly stronger with him, mate.
You hear? Jordan. Evening, Jordan.
Evening, Bo. How are we?
Where are you, mate? On the beach?
No.
Just the sounds a bit windy. What's on your mind, Jordan?
Just kind of talking about, obviously, I'm delighted to. I was at the Rangers game on Sunday, delighted to get back to playing a team that we should have shown more.
Oh. Hopefully he's all right and not blown away. Jordan will be back within a minute, I hope, Jaffa. A bit windy where he is.
Sounds a bit windy, aye. Maybe up in Wick or something like that. I'll tell you where he is, Ox.
I was thinking Portobello.
Portobello. He'll be away to the east.
All right, okay. Aye, okay, I get that. Aye, come for the east. Maybe. Okay. We did look more like a team, and look, the game last week's gone, and you're only as good as your last game, Jaffa.
That's very true, Ox. And the other thing that I felt that was really important about Sunday was the movement off the ball, the amount of space and the amount of players that were available for the next pass, and the speed we were moving the ball at. And if we continue that on tomorrow night, we shouldn't have any problems, Ox. But we've got to keep doing this, as Southside stated there. This is the standard. Those should be the standard anyway. But I'm really looking forward to hoping to see another performance tomorrow night, another 90-minute performance for the team to really push on now. We can't accept anything less than that.
I agree. Hopefully Jordan will be back with us. We don't know what happened there, Southside. Maybe dropped to it, but he'll be back with us in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But he's right. I mean, it was good to get back to winning ways, but it wasn't just winning the match. I mean, obviously, with a few minutes to go, if I'm being honest, mate, I was looking for 6 and 7. And I'm quite greedy.
Well, aye, we all want more, didn't we? I thought it was good for Sakala. I thought he took his goal well, where he received the ball, and then just in the one motion turned his foot and side-footed in. I thought it was a lot to be positive about, but I think a lot of it came down to the attitude for the start. And the attitude was spot on for all the players, because they know fine well they let themselves down, but they let us down, which is more important, So it's the standard going forward, mate, and it's always should be the standard, should always be high at Rangers. But we're looking for another performance like that on tomorrow night, definitely against Hibs,
Jordan's back with us. All right, Jordan?
Aye, sorry, boys. I don't know what happened. My phone just completely cut off there, and I couldn't get back onto the internet.
We thought it blew out your horn, mate.
Aye, well, no, I don't know what happened. That was really weird. It just kind of cut off there. But anyway, I was delighted with the performance on Sunday. Back to the way we should have been playing last season, which I kind of expected. But one thing that's kind of cropped in my mind that I wanted to get the panel's view on this. Obviously, disappointed to Ryan Jack again tomorrow. Albeit then again, it seemed to be some sort of bruising rather than a cruciate injury. What comes to my mind is, if we get some sort of problem at Rangers where if there's some sort of injury that picks up, we seem to be kind of overcautious in getting players back. Whereas the other mob across the city seem to be having some sort of bruising injury, and they shake it off neighbour and they seem to be playing. Do we seem to have some sort of problem? It's just one thing that kind of crept up my mind today. I just wanted to get the panel's view on it, really.
I'll be honest with you, they don't enter my mind a lot. Jaffa?
Neither mine, no, I don't. I have to say, Jordan, I don't give them they don't have any space in my head at all, pal. But I hear, I think I know what you're trying to say, but I can't imagine if Ryan Jack was even, if Ryan Jack's he's solid, and Ryan Jack, you would need a concrete block to knock Ryan Jack down. After considering what he's had, the injuries he's had as well, Jordan. If it was just a bruise in his ankle, Ryan Jack would have a bit of dubbing on that and a couple of aerosol sprays on it, and he would play again, pal. I don't believe that for a minute. I think you'll probably find there's a bit of caution with Ryan Jack, considering the injury that he's had and what he's coming back for, and any kind of compromise, especially on that leg. And it is the same leg, I believe, the ankle injury. Any compromise on that really isn't worth taking the risk on it. So, and as far as Helander goes, I mean, Helander's it was a serious injury. Other than that, I don't know who else we've had out that it's just been a bruising or whatever that can't get to the can't get fit enough for the game that's coming ahead. I'm not aware of any, unless you know of any yourself, Jordan.
Caution, Southside, is that a good way to work? Back into full fitness.
I mean, the thing with Ryan Jack was, Jordan, he had that injury, and then I think, from memory, they said that he discovered that there was something to do with something at his back or something, and then they repaired that, and that gave him longer out. And then when he came back, it's like, and you might pick up a 5 strain or something like that. So his ankle's out. You seen the tackle on Sunday, it was a shocker, and it should have been a free kick and a booting. So unlucky for him. On you go, Jordan. On you go.
That brings me to my next point. I knew that Wally Collins wasn't the best of favour for Rangers, but I'll tell you something, that performance was nothing short of disgraceful for him on Sunday. And you can call him a supporter or whoever you want at the end of the day. But please spare me the thought that the fact that Rangers only get the positive decisions for referees in Scotland now, it doesn't matter if it's John Beaton, Wally Collum, or I think our guy Don Robertson, whatever you call him. The refereeing levels in Scotland are pathetic, and I think there's got to be some sort of investment to get VAR into Scottish football, because that was just utterly shocking. There was two challenging.
I don't know if VAR would solve the problem. It depends who was watching it. Jaffa?
Well, so the point I was trying to make was, it was a shot, always shocking challenge, Jack, and then there was two challenges where he booked the two Rangers. I can't remember who it was again. And the challenges were absolutely perfectly all right, but I know every single decision it was almost near baffling. I thought, this guy's completely lost at the end of the day.
It was absolutely shocking. And we're saying that on the back of a 5-0 victory, Jordan. It was shocking.
Aye, that's the thing.
Yeah, you're right, mate. But by the way, I'm going to cast aspersions on the guy. I would say he supports the same team as Stevie Conroy. Jaffa?
Well, this is the problem, Ox, with these guys, school teachers, solicitors, one's a cheat, the other one's, I don't know what he is. I agree with you, Jordan. I just can't believe that these guys, the training that they get, as we're told, they're UEFA grade referees, they're getting Champions League matches. I mean, we've all saw the picture of the actual incident with Ryan Jack and the photographer captured from behind the goals. Where's Willie Collum looking? His eyes are right on the incident. He saw the incident unfold in front of him, and he still never gave a foul. Jordan, I've said on here on the Rangers Radio many times, and I don't like saying this, but that to me it can only be one thing. It's not incompetence in my part. I don't think it is. I think the guy's a cheat.
Well, I like taking a famous life. He supports this team or talking about referee conspiracies. We know one team for Glasgow that talks about conspiracies. They were good at it in 1999 when we won the league at their mid at the end of the day. But I want to distance myself for that. The refereeing and confidence levels in Scotland is shocking at the end of the day, and they need to bring in some sort of form to get it improved vastly, because it's beyond a laughing stock, regardless of who the referee is, as I say, at the end of the day.
The referees, I don't know. I mean, as we're saying, we're talking about a referee in the back of 5-0 victories,
He was shocking. He was that bad. He could have probably played for us last Wednesday, man. So he was that bad, no? Honestly, I mean, he was shocking. But I don't get down the road to cheat. I just think they're all rotten, and the fact that, Jordan, I don't think there's any Scottish official being called up for the forthcoming World Cup. That just shows you about the thing of Scottish referees in, if there's none of them getting picked. Because traditionally, you usually get maybe one turning up, it's two linesmen throughout the years, but this time I think there's none. But they're all bad, and they're all inept. And sometimes you can say to yourself, I can't believe he's making that decision. Is it as bad as he's actually blatantly cheating, or is he just rotten that he's just seen it wrong and it's just whatever? They're just inept, mate. But we've seen the state of him yesterday. I don't know who we're getting tomorrow, but something we've dealt with for years, mate. We've always had to put up with it. Who is it?
Nick Walsh, the Rangers media.
Right, okay, well, we'll see how good he is tomorrow, but it didn't detract for the victory. The only thing is he should have booked some of their players, and he didn't, and he booked some of your players when he shouldn't have.
The Balogun one was a shocker, Jordan. I mean, it was a great time. Lunch, he came away with the boy, and the boy comes into Balogun. Yeah, the boy comes ass worse, but it wasn't even a foul.
I was even laughing when he booked Robbie Nielsen as well. I know he was kind of mouthing off and whatnot, but I thought that was ironic. He books him, but yet some of the Hearts players are flying him with tackles, and I think he barely gave a word to him. I thought, this guy's completely lost it. I don't think to think that, to be honest.
Enough about him. So we've got to look forward, Jordan, and we've got to keep up with standards tomorrow night. That's what it's all about, mate.
Aye, there's no point in getting into a game, as I say, a game like Hearts. Hibs, they seem on a really poor run of form. They get beaten at the weekend again, but obviously, it's against us, so and there's again the rivalry there, so they'll raise a game for it. There's no two ways about it. But I do think they are a weaker squad, especially with Boyle now. But we need to set the standards of last season. It's not just a case of getting on your high horse and thinking there's no doubt about it, a fantastic result at the weekend there, but that's not enough at our club. It's not a case of we get one result, then it's everything's rosy again. It's not. We need to keep it up. And another performance, I'm watching the 5-0 again, but another really good performance against Hibs tomorrow night, get a good win, and then that will kind of set us in the tone, and hopefully that's finally the kickstart. We need to go and get 56 again, but it needs to keep going. It's not just about getting a couple of results at the end of the day.
They've set the standards, as we've said already, Jaffa. Yeah, there's no getting away from it.
No, there isn't, Ox, and I mean, we all remember playing football ourselves, even when you're younger. It's no different when you're playing professional football. You've got to worry about your own game. You've got to, that's all you can be in control of. And provided we go out and we play the way we know we can play, which was what we've seen on Sunday, we've got a brilliant pool of players, and no matter what the 11 players that he puts out there, we've got some terrific players in our team, but they've got to play. And they've all got to, like Giovanni said in the press conference earlier, all the players were all geeing each other up and encouraging each other and coaching each other. Well, if that's what it takes, then that's what we need to do. But we should be doing that every game, Jordan. Not just, as you say, one or two games here or there. It should happen. I mean, okay, I accept you can't keep that up for 38 games in a season. There is dips and form and things happen. But we're in a race for a championship here. Let's not make any mistake about this. We need 13 cup final performances between now and the end of the season. Mm-hmm. Nothing else is acceptable.
Yep, absolutely. Just another thing as well. A lot of talk was over Lundstram on Sunday, because obviously Jack's at tomorrow, and I don't think he'll start Ramsey right away. A lot of people seem to say that we couldn't judge Lundstram on one game, because I thought he was terrific on Sunday. I really did. But he seems to be maturing as each game goes along now. And I think that at the Malmo game before the start of the season, I was the first one to say, get him out of the club pronto. Because he played a major part, I thought, in getting us knocked out. But he does seem to be becoming maturing a wee bit now. I was just wondering if everyone thought I should start, or do you think it's maybe just a case we kind of just judging in a couple of games? Or do you think we need to give him a bit more time?
I think he's done enough to get a start again, but one swallow doesn't make a honeymoon. Southside.
Jordan, I think he done enough on Sunday. Definitely to start. I think if Jack had been fit, most people would probably have said we'll go with the same team, or maybe swap Arfield for a winger. To put a bit of pace in there. But I mean, apart from that, I think everybody would probably be quite happy to stick with the same team. But obviously with Jack taking the injury, so he had a good game, mate. He was unlucky that he didn't finish off the chance when he made a good run into the box. But no, I think he deserves his chance, and probably Kamara, I would think, would be in beside him, mate.
Hopefully Kamara finds his form again. He's kind of dipped a wee bit, but hopefully finds his form soon. But one thing, last thing before I go, guys. Wee Alfie. I never actually knew to this point how much we missed him. Because call him, whatever names under sun you want, at the end of the day, he's vital for us. He's here to score goals. And I'll tell you something, you can't question his attitude sometimes. I know sometimes you can get that impression where he can't be bored a lot of times, but see his commitment when he's on form, it can't be questioned at the end of the day, guys. And I think hopefully Van Bronckhorst realises now that he's going to be a starter now, regardless, as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Well, I think he started in pretty much all the games under Gio, apart from when he's been away there. Arguably still the best player of our club, Jaffa.
I mean, Alfredo Morelos is a player and a half, Jordan. He really is. There's no two ways about it. The wee guy. And the other thing as well, I think we all, as Rangers diehards, know that from Alf, he gets us as fans. He gets our feelings, and he knows when we're concerned. And the wee man's just brilliant. He really is. As I said at the start of the show, for me, he's the only centre forward that we've got at our club that can play with his back to goal. And not only can he do it, he's absolutely brilliant at it. And he really is. He's something else when he's on form. And unless, and Alfredo Morelos, you can see, I was under no illusions how much important he was to. I've seen this before when he goes out of the team or he goes away in international duty. We just don't seem to have that. We don't have that. That intensity up front that Alfredo Morelos brings. I mean, Jordan, he ragdolls 2 and 3 defenders at the one time. They can't keep up with him. And he is as strong as an ox. I love the wee guy. I love him to bits.
He's very important, as I say, when he's on his game, he's unplayable. Just needs to cut that. Sometimes that kind of huffy attitude you see when he misses. He blows a ball at the bar, and sometimes you see him going on that kind of huff way. You know, see if he can cut that out and plays the way he plays. He's unplayable. He really is.
I don't think you'll ever take Alfie's faces off him.
No. He's a talisman.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to head on it. I just wanted to come on. But listen, I'll probably speak to you tomorrow night. But take care and all the best, guys, all right?
Cheers, Jordan. Thanks for the call, mate.
See you later, guys. Take care.
See you, brother. Cheers, Gordon.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Carry on, Southside.
He's a talisman for us, mate. No, he's the guy that leads the line and all that, and he brings something different for the rest of the strikers we've got. Because he's been the main man for us for the last 3-4 seasons, you know, nobody can replicate what he does. You mean, you can bring Roof in, who's a better natural finisher, but he doesn't lead the line as well, and can he? And same way Atten's come in and tried, and he's no as strong as Alfie and powerful. And Sakala, he just looks wee and fast up front, but time will tell with him. But nobody brings the physicality, you know. And Alfie, the way and the shape he's in now, he looks brilliant. But make no mistake, we have to either tie him down to a contract, or we need to get rid of him, we need to be sold in the summer, because the model is that we need to sell assets. So if he's not willing to sign, or we can't keep him, it's something we'll need to look at. And then it's how we go forward. We'll probably no replace an Alfie. We'll have to go with another striker with a different style. But that's just the way it is at Rangers. So something we'll get used to over time. But no, nobody can do what Alfie does for us and our team in the squad.
Aye, I enjoy Morelos. In fact, I'm the complete opposite for Jordan. If I'm honest, Jeff, I find it quite entertaining the faces he pulls.
And he's got plenty of them, He's got loads of them.
He wears his
he's got one
sleeve, didn't he?
He does. I mean, the eyes he's here at the start of the game, at the weekend, the big wide eyes. He is funny. He's very, very funny. But he's a brilliant player. Great player, Ox, and he does bang in some goals for the Teddy Bears.
Great to see Skipper back in the lobby. Skipper has been suffering with the infectious disease that everybody's had, but it's no his first infectious disease, so good to see Skipper back, and I'm glad he's doing well. We've also been joined by Liz. Evening, Liz. How's it going?
Evening. How are you?
Good. You're happy Phil Helander's on the way back? I take it that's your call. Was that your point?
No. My call is.
Okay, go on then.
Wait, before Alfie started. No. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. I was just about to say on Alfie, there was a few folk on the internet saying that Alfie shouldn't have started on Sunday, but look at him, he was amazing.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Liz, you ought to get their numbers and get them referred to some psychologist or something, because Alfredo Morelos is the best number 9 we've got. Jaffa?
Aye. Hello, Liz. How you doing?
I'm fine, pal.
I'm great, thanks, pal. I'm great. Alfredo Morelos is. I mean, I don't know how MD could suggest that he shouldn't have started for us, Liz. It must have been Gordon Strachan or something like that suggested that, or Frank McAvenny. He's brilliant. He's different class, a wee man. And he was away for a fortnight there. You know, he never played any football, so I think he looks even leaner. And he was right at it from the off right to the end. So he was obviously chasing the hat trick, Liz, and came close a couple of times. But he was brilliant at the weekend, and I think he'll be right up for the game tomorrow night, because he's against one of his foes, and he likes sticking one up him tomorrow.
Yeah, I enjoy Morelos. Do you enjoy Morelos, Liz, when he plays? Yeah.
Oh, me definitely. I think he's one of our best players, apart from Helander.
You're biased.
No, yes.
Are you back with us, Southside? Morelos, big asset to our team.
Yeah.
Contract situation. The boys developed things to his game, if I'm being honest, Southside. I don't know if I thought he had it.
Aye, when we first seen him, remember when he had signed with Kashina and that, he was raw. He was all about goals, trying to score goals. That was what he was interested in, and he's still not the greatest a finisher when it's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper and stuff. He should he will get better possibly, but you've never really seen Alfie run round a goalkeeper and stick the ball in the net, or maybe kid on he's going to shoot and the goalie gets down and he dinks it out him. He usually gets so far and then just sticks the leather, the foot through it, you know. But he's your best striker by a country mile, and he's developed massively. You see the way he can link the play now, and then get himself involved back in the box. But probably 2 seasons ago, when we had him playing as the main striker, I think he scored 30 goals that season. He was outstanding, you know, and some of his goals were amazing. A lot of them he does with instinct as well, you know, when the ball just seems to drop. But goal he scored in Europe was at Rapid Vienna or something, when he let it come across him. Jack passed it in and he buried it in the bottom corner with a left foot. It was a peachy goal. And then his headers in Villarreal and that away in Feyenoord. So, in Porto, he scored big goals in big games, mate, but he's developed massively. He's starting to become the all-round player now. But we've developed him as a club and we've made him better, certainly.
Did you think he would be the player that he's turned into, mate, if I'm being honest?
When we first seen him, you hope that he could have turned into, I think he's turned into a better player, as in he can assist now, and he can evolve himself a lot more in the team than just being the out-and-out goal scorer. Although you always need the out-and-out goal scorer, you're always looking for him. He's always judged on his goals. But if you look at his goals in the last maybe 20 games that he's played for us, it'll be quite high, mate. You know, so he's back in goal scoring for him.
I've got a question here, but I don't know whether to get to Jaffa or Liz. What do you think, Southside?
Yeah, get to Liz.
All right. Liz, does performance improve as you get older?
Get to the boys, because they're better than me.
No, what I was going to ask, does performance improve as you get older? I was talking about Alfredo Morelos, no anything else. Jaffa, is he matured?
I would say he has, Oxide. He's matured, and I agree with Southside was saying that it's his team play. I mean, some of his one touches at the weekend there were brilliant. Only wee Alfie can do that, you know. And he'll put a leg into a tackle into a ball and redirect the actual area the ball's coming to introduce another player into it. I mean, the first goal on Sunday, Ox, at the back post, and I know he had the wee chance before it where he get caught in two minds because he wasn't sure whether Kent had tried to shoot or whether it was a ball to the back post. But he made a decision with the time. I mean, if you see his movement off the ball, when Bassey plays the ball and splits the Hearts defence in two, and Kent Sofsky, watch wee Alfie away on the right-hand side of the pitch, he's starting to make his run. He already knows where the ball's probably going to go. And only Alfie can see that developing. He's definitely his all round play is brilliant now. He really is. He's a total team player, and he's still got those goals in him, Liz. And not only that, he's physical. And I think in our league we need that. We need that physicality, and I think that's why guys like Ruth, unfortunately, he can't play that type of game because he just gets pushed off the ball too easily.
Yeah.
On you go, Liz.
Well, I couldn't have stopped myself laughing when Arfield missed the first bit before he scored the goal. You should have seen with Alfie's face. I thought he thought that was his hat trick.
I agree.
That was so funny. A shame.
He did one of his famous faces he pulled, wasn't it?
Oh, it was just lovely.
I know he's got a connection with supporters, Liz, but he genuinely seems to care. And he does give 100%. Yeah, it doesn't come up for him all the time, we accept that. But he gives us what he's got at, and he has matured into a better player. Liz? No? Lost her? Oh, she's all right. Aye. Just quickly, yes or no, best player at the club, Southside?
Yes.
Jaffa?
Same, yeah, definitely.
Interesting to see what Aaron Ramsey thinks of that as we go forward. But I agree with you, actually. I do agree with you. But we'll see what it takes us with Alfie, and if he stays fit, stays in the team, scores goals, we win the league. Simple for me. Jaffa?
I think you're right there, Ox. Absolutely, yeah. He's integral to the team, and playing that front line that he does so well for us. He really does involve so many other parts of the team and pulls them. He pulls them all together. And it's great when the rest of the team are at that tempo level and the one-touch passing. The one-touch passing on Sunday was brilliant to watch. Hearts didn't know what had hit them on occasions. See when we started moving the ball about, brilliant to watch. Really good.
Anyway, talking about people who are always on the ball, we've been joined by Bob Jar. Evening, Bob Jar.
How you doing, Ox? Good to hear you again, Phil.
Aye, good mate. I'm good, mate. Yeah.
As I said last night, give my regards to Mrs. Bridge. Hope she's okay.
Yes.
You're talking about Alfie there. I used to notice some of the flaws in Alfie's game like this. He used to give the ball away quite regular. Then you noticed that. But see on Sunday there, and I looked at him and I said, God, he's lost quite a bit of weight, and he looks sharp and he looks up for it. And I was proved right. And I think there was an element of anger in the wee man when he scored the first goal. I'm sending a message to the Columbia manager. This is what you've missed out on. Well, they're failing his game. I thought he was brilliant on Sunday. I thought it was the best game I've ever seen him play in a Rangers trip. And I've seen them all. Ooh. And long may it continue. And I hope he just continues in the same vein the more. I hope the team continues in the same vein the more. And I'm sure it will. So, roll on the morning, boys.
Big shout for Bob Jar, Southside.
It's not his best game in my opinion, but he's ragdolled some teams about Europe and that and other games.
Absolutely.
But, the thing about it, Bob Jar, is when he's fit, we all know he plays, and that's why other strikers at Ibrox can't get a game. And the only time he was ever off the park for us when he was getting sent off. He's very, very, very seldom is he ever injured. And all the time he's been out of the club.
Sorry, but if I can say, I think he's kind of overcome that, his disciplinary problems now. He used to frustrate us when we were going to cup semi-finals, etc., and he wasn't there. I think he's overcome that. And I think we need him to make a big contribution for this run into the league. We need an on-fire Alfredo Morelos. And let's hope we've got it, Bill.
On you go, Southside, then Jaffa.
I think if you supply him with the ammunition, Bob Jar, he usually puts it on the net for us,
class active boy.
It's just about making sure he's in the box, and he's quite. If you look probably over his time at us, even in the previous manager, he scored a lot of goals, sort of sliding in at the back post or being round about the back post area when the ball was out wide. He knew where to be when the ball was delivered. But no. We need Alfie to be on fire, and at the moment, mate, he's certainly firing. We just need the rest of the team to ignite round about him, and then hopefully that's good enough for us. But after the performance on Sunday, we've got hundreds of positivity to look forward to tomorrow night,
Yep.
A man that sits in the East, Jaffa, Bob Jar thinks it was Alfie's best game.
Not for me. It was a great game, Ox. He did play very well, but I think I like Southside. I've seen him in Europe. One night in particular, Bob Jar, I remember a great performance against Feyenoord where he scored the 2 goals. I thought he was brilliant.
Aye. The 2 headers that night, yeah.
That's right. The 2 headers. And Southside mentioned the Porto game earlier there. The goal that he scored against them, where he just
a great finish that night as well. Yeah.
The roof of the net was a great performance. He's our talisman, Alfredo Morelos. He is a brilliant player, and he's integral to the way we play, the system that we play. If the wee man's on form for the next 13 games, hallelujah, Bob Jar. We'll be red, white, and blue ribbons round that cup again.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, you back with us, Liz? You back with us?
Yeah. I was just listening.
All right, okay.
Yeah, we all see amazing. Just like Mr. Helander.
Is he nearly
fit? That in case I get around for the.
Is the big nearly fit?
They said
he's back. Well, they're hoping to hear him back on Saturday.
Aye, in the squad. I don't know if we'll risk him. He might get a few minutes, but I can't. I think about it. The plastic pitch, Southside.
I said that earlier. I didn't see it. I wouldn't play Jack even if he was fit. I would be probably wouldn't be keen. Helander, I wouldn't be risking. And then I know we've got Dortmund, but he will get minutes. There'll be other games where he'll probably have to try and make his fitness up. But he might risk him in the game. Don't get me wrong. He might think, okay, I'll try him on that surface, but I wouldn't. And As for Aaron Ramsey, I wouldn't even chance him on it either, to be honest. You want these players to give you maximum to the end of the season as soon as we can get minutes in their legs. Jack's obviously took the knock, but he's due back. You give him a rest to the Dortmund game. He should be fit. I think he's in the squad. And the same with Helander. He'll miss that and then maybe try and get minutes in his legs. And Aaron Ramsey get minutes in his legs tomorrow night. And I don't know about on that plastic pitch. I think we could play Lowry and one or two other players that would be good enough to go out and beat Annan and have him ready for maybe getting minutes against Dortmund.
Aye, it'll be interesting. Well, I'm sure we'll get on it, but I understand you. It's quite sad about the plastic pitches, Jaffa. But we don't have a pot about the teams in the lower divisions where we understand the economics. We ain't fools to that, mate.
No. I mean, for these smaller clubs, it makes perfect sense for them to operate these pitches. They can get the local kids in and play on them during the week and generate an income. But certainly for teams like ourselves, when we go to draws in cup competitions like Southside said there, I wouldn't be risking anybody at all that's coming back for injury or even possibly coming a small knock in their ankle or that or Helander or Ramsey for that matter. And we should have more than enough in our locker, our team selection to be able to turn over an Athletic.
I agree, but it's great to get the support down there, support the rest of the clubs in Scottish football, and if we've got it, we can give it. Southside, yeah?
Aye. But don't get me wrong, Annan we'd love to see Aaron Ramsey playing in here. He might play down there, it be the manager's decision, but I just think Aaron Ramsey, all right, he needs minutes in his legs, but you know what can happen on these surfaces? They're no great. I'm guessing it'll not be the best of surfaces that you maybe can put out there. But at the end of the day, I just wouldn't risk it. We need Aaron Ramsey to be firing on the grass parts going forward, along with Ryan Jack, Balogun and Helander. So that's what we're looking for, to get minutes into them when they're on the good surfaces. I know you can take an injury on grass, don't get me wrong, it's happened to Ryan Jack there, he's just took a knock on the ankle, but I just think going forward we need these players on our team going forward.
Bob, yeah.
Oh, I would agree with that. I mean, I can't stand these plastic pitches, but as you say, it makes economic sense for the smaller clubs. Up the road for me is the worst playing surface in Scotland. The Alloa. You might even lose McLeod tore his knee up there. You remember that night, aye? When we got beat to when Jamie Murphy done it to Kilmarnock. That all but ruined that boy's career with Rangers. But I'm no Oliver Reeds, and you're right. I wouldn't rescue better players than that. We should have enough in the tank to take care of Annan Athletic. I'd like to think so. I'm not being overconfident. We'll need to go down there at Saturday and do a job. Going to be against a bunch of big lads, but we should have too much in the tank for them. And we've got too much coming up for to rescue major players. So yeah, I would agree with you about these plastic pitches.
Aye. Goals in the table start, they always start, Liz.
Aye.
Yeah,
Mike Barrett. Sorry, Liz, when you go ahead.
I just think we'll just play. I think we'll win the morn. That's the main concern. Get the morn over week and then concentrate on Saturdays. But anyway, I'm going to go and I will give you a phone on Saturday if Mr. Helander's playing, but I don't want him to play if it's at plastic pitches.
I'm sure you might not make it on Saturday. You might be Monday before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Bye.
Speak to you soon.
Bye, Liz.
Right, lads, get yourself in mood. We're going to have a tune.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Let's held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight for time, play the game with a mind of glory. before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow bravely, marching on through the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, Aaron Ramsey, cameo, 15, 20 minutes at the weekend there. Never gave the ball away. Made forward runs, ghosted into the box a couple of times. Jaffa showed his intelligence. Time will tell, huh?
Good movement, Ox. Yep, I did spot that. It was good to see him on the park as well. You see a lot of the players getting I don't know if you noticed it when he came on. A lot of the players get a wee G up at that point. As if they were all quite excited to have him on the park around about him. I guess they'll know all about Aaron Ramsey and they'll probably know the profile of him. So, I did see that, Ox, and I think was it the last goal, the fifth goal. He was right up. He was right up with play for when Sakala. He would have caught it if Sakala had let the ball go when he moved it from his right foot to his left foot and that kind of movement. I think Ramsey would have been there to poke it home. But I'm excited to see Aaron Ramsey. I'm not going to lie. I think from remembering seeing him in his younger days as well, he looked a right good player. I just hope he's up for it, and I hope he's up for these next 13, 14, 15 games that we've got for the end of the season.
Southside.
It's just typical of what you expect for Aaron Ramsey, what you've watched over the years, Ox, He can pick the ball up deep, play 1-2s, look for it back, go forward, gets himself in the box a lot, forward-thinking player. So it's all attributes that we know he's going to bring to our game once he's up match fit. He'll be a great addition. So hopefully the more minutes that Gio thinks he can get into his legs and obviously with training, the better it's going to become. And I think if we're playing the 4-2-3-1, he's in the three in the middle, which I think maybe if you're looking at it for that point of view, Joe Aribo will probably be finding a new position. Don't know what you think of that.
Potentially, mate. If you're trying to go your best players on the pitch, Joe will be shuffled back to, I would say, the right side of the front three. Yeah.
Aye, possibilities, and aye. I'm just thinking going forward, but aye, it's good. It's good, positive players in it, and what we're looking for him is to get up to speed, and I think he's a certainty to start in our team, mate, every week when he's fit.
Bobja?
I would agree with that. I mean, I watched Aaron Ramsey if he was a young boy, and nothing but success at Arsenal under Arsene Wenger. A great player. Did any of you notice a wee back heel flick through the Hearts defender's legs to play Bathian? Did you notice that on Sunday, aye?
No, I've seen it, aye, Bob.
Aye. You could see he's a very, very intelligent player. And as you say, once we get him fit, minutes in the legs, as you say, he'll be a great asset to Rangers. And I hope he can stay fit. I really do. I hope he can stay fit for the 13 games and know what it means to us to retain this title. He's a class actor boy. I'm glad he's here.
It was a bit surreal when you seen him coming on along with Stephen Davis, bringing players like that onto the pitch.
Well,
top players. Bob Chair, yeah.
What's that, Ox? Did you bring me in there, did you?
Top players, Ramsey and Davis coming on the pitch.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see Steve Davis fit again. What an asset he's been to us, I mean, you can't run out of superlatives for him. And let's hope at the end of the season you can't run out of superlatives for Aaron Ramsey either. Oh, aye, definitely. An embarrassment of riches in the middle of the park, Rangers have got. Let's make it our advantage.
My initial thought, Jaffa, and obviously you can only go with what you're picking up on social media, that Aaron Ramsey seems to be enjoying his life and without partying. I mean, just socially and enjoying the setup, enjoying the city, particularly, obviously, the West End he's found. Can't hold that against him.
No. I mean, it's good Rangers territory, that. So it's good guy. I seen some images. I think they were out for a steak, and I think he's been jumping about a few of the delicatessens. So yeah, he seems to be settling in. He's full of smiles. He seems to be here for the period. Ox. He's came prepared. So the guy obviously knew what he was coming into. Looks as if he's probably happy being back in the UK. If the truth be told, living in foreign climates it's not for everybody, especially if you don't get the language and you don't pick things up. So he's probably just happy to be back in the UK and back near his family. And if that means we get you know what it's like, Ox, you get a happy player off the park, you get the best out of them on the park, and there's a couple of real good Rangers boys there that'll look after them. So it's good, and I can't wait to see the Aaron Ramsey with some of the lads that we're just talking about. He is a player and a half. There's no two ways about it. The lads top draw, and if we can get that out of Aaron Ramsey in a Rangers jersey, man, I'll be delighted.
It's intelligence getting about the park, sniffing danger. Who do you see him similar to what we've got Southside?
Who do we see him similar to? I think your pal Hadji. Because he gets about.
Listen,
he can see things. I knew that one was getting. See him, Jaffa. I didn't know what to say there.
I heard him hitting the deck.
I just had to get myself back out of this seat.
But you're saying Hadji's no intelligent? Doesn't he set up chances? Doesn't he play me through passes? Doesn't he nick goals? Doesn't he create goals? Is that what you're telling me?
Aye. Consistently, aye.
So
what a debate. So you see him similar to Hadji?
Oh, well, they're no the identical same players, right? We know that. But you know what I'm saying? Ramsey can create, Hadji can create. Hadji can score, Ramsey will probably score for us. They can play nice passes, neat football. So, aye, two-fitted players, intelligent. So, aye, I see similarities there. That they're both creative.
Right, you're saying the two of them are in the craft, Southside.
I'll tell you something else we better cut out. It came into my mind there. See this when a player gets done, and we were considering kicking the ball out on Sunday, right? And if it wasn't for the stands starting to get agitated, and then they started to play on, we don't put a ball out for anybody unless the referee blows the whistle.
Yeah,
they better should quit right now with that carry on. Unless it's a head note and the referee blows the whistle, fine. But no more of this while we put the ball out for the opposition. We play on, because when we've done it before, we've not had it done back. Most teams do, but there's one or two don't. So no more of this putting the ball out. Play at the referee's whistle. That's all I'm saying on it.
Play the whistle at all times, Southside, yes?
100%.
Yes. Simple game. Bob, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. You've told that when you're a laddie. Play the whistle. So, why no do it when these top-class pros no do it? Just keep on playing till the referee blows his whistle, and that's it. Simple. Simple and easy. I know the clubs that didn't do it too, but never mind. One of them plays in red.
Aye. Ramsey, Jaffa, who do you see him similar to?
Probably, I would say Southside's description of the goals and the creating of chances and just that bit different, the capabilities.
Southside's to the 48 tomorrow morning.
Intelligence, it is called, Jaffa. It's called intelligence, mate.
Aye. Game intelligence. I don't really know. I don't think we've got anybody else there you go, Ox. I don't think we've got anybody else with that kind of real craft that Aaron Ramsey's got at the top level. I mean, to come for a move to Juventus and to play at that kind of level, I don't think we've got that level of player currently at our club.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, what do you expect for the opposition tomorrow night then, whose form's been atrocious since the season was made with one victory over us? What would you, and then Southside?
Well, what I expect for them is I expect Ryan Porteous to go diver into tackles as usual. They've lost Boyle, as you know, what he done to us, and the guy that plays in the band, he's a season ticket holder with them, and I've tended to watch one or two of them games on YouTube or whatever, and they're not a good side. They aren't a good side. They're starting with guys like Lewis Stevenson, he's been a good servant to the club. I think he's played with them for about 12, 13 years, I think. And they didn't really have anybody that stands out. The left back's not a bad player. That Nisbet, he's not done it for weeks and weeks, that boy. Must have believed his own press. They're not as good a side as Hearts. No near it. They're what are they in the league? 5th, 6th. And they were beaten with a decent St Mirren side on Saturday. So let's get out here tomorrow night, turn it on and beat them. And we'll have all the ball and we'll have all the pressure. They'll do what Livingston, etc. has done. They'll stand in their 18-year box and try and hit you on the break. That's what's going to happen. I think you all know that, eh?
So they'll never go. At least Hearts, it was a game of football. Jaffa, then Southside.
5-4-1, Ox, you'll get tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's what they'll play. They'll play a 5-4-1. So this is, as you say, completely different game for what we played on Sunday, because Hearts come out and actually tried to play us. And which respect where respect's due to Hearts for doing that, because they did make a game of it, and they had a couple of moments. They didn't have a lot of them, but they had a couple of moments. Hibs tomorrow night are going to sit with 9 men ahead the ball. There's no two ways about it, and they're going to try and hit us in the break. So it's up to guys like Alfredo Morelos, Ryan Kent, whoever's in the middle of the park, whether it be Scott Arfield, Glenn Kamara, whatever combination he plays, John Lundstram, who I would quite like to see tomorrow night, because I think that dig's still required, especially with Ryan Jack being out. I don't know who will play on the other side. Sakala probably, if he starts with Sakala. I'm not sure what the team would be. It'd be good to talk about that amongst us. So I think you'll get a 5-4-1 tomorrow night, Ox.
All right, what's your team tomorrow night then, Big Southside?
Oh, nice one. Right, okay. McGregor, Tav, Golson, Balogun, Bassey, Kamara and Lundstram, Kent, Aribo, Dalio and Alfie. Got to take Arfield out. I know he's our scoring midfielder, because Kamara on Sunday's a one-off for him scoring in it. So, but I think probably I think we lacked that bit of pace down the wing. And I think if Stevenson's playing left back for them, that's somewhere where we can hurt them. I think it was unfortunate we flung him into that game, so it was a bad decision for the manager. So on his performance at Ross County, he didn't do too much wrong. He's at Ibrox tomorrow night. I don't think Sakala will probably start. Jaffa, I don't know if Gio fancies him that much. He's had him on the bench when we thought he should have played, but just my opinion. I think he might give a winger a chance tomorrow night. So that would be my team.
So just give me your midfield, and you're setting up the same, the 2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, Kamara and Lundstram.
Right.
As your two.
And then
Kent, Aribo
and Dalio, yeah.
Aye, and Alfie.
Alfie up top.
Yep. Just for sort of pace, I think that's the only reason I'm changing it, taking Arfield out.
All right, I'll get your rationale. Any thoughts, Jaffa?
I don't know. I would probably keep Dalio on the bench and stick Arfield back in there for a bit more security, because they'll have 4 in the middle of the park, and we don't want to potentially lose that. I think they still sit with the 2 sitting midfielders with Kamara and Lundstram. But I would probably stick Arfield in there as well, in the middle of the park, and push Aribo up right. That would be that's what I would start with, and then look to probably bring Dalio on in the second half with Sakala.
One change for me, Southside. Kamara replaces Ryan Jack, and the same team goes again.
Aye, I can understand the rationale in it. I just thought we lacked a bit of pace down the right, and I think we could hit them down the right with pace and all. So I would gamble on it. That would just be my own choice, but it probably will only be. I mean, like I said, if everybody was fit, we probably kept the same team. But my rationale in thinking, no blindfolded like you, is the wee man on the right.
Okay. I've seen you done that. That was quite good. Bob Gia, give us your starting 11.
I'm with you, 100%. It's a simple, straightforward replacement. A Kamara for Jack. I would do that. I'll bring the wee man on later on when Stevenson's legs start to go a bit. Or they might have that young boy at left back, that Doig. He's not a bad player, but he's no nothing. He's no nothing great. We can help them.
Did they not back 3 million for him?
They wanted that for the boy. Aye. He's not a bad player already, but
they need their head examined. They need their head examined if they've not backed that money for that boy.
They knocked back £3 million for the centre forward and all.
What one?
The man who got for them permanent. What's his name again?
Nisbet.
Well, once again, they need that.
Birmingham City offer £3 million for the boy.
I don't think Birmingham City will come back north after what happened with the one for Aberdeen.
No.
You know,
he didn't get a kick at the bollocks.
They seen him at training.
I don't think he played a game for him. I know.
Who's that? Bakuna?
No, what was his name? The
big centre forward.
The big blonde-haired guy.
Come in a minute.
Stockley, was it? Donut. Was it Stockley or something?
Oh, come on, mate.
He's just moved to Yeovil Town or something, or Northwich Victoria or something like
that. Well, we'll see. Well, I get your rationale about the pace, Southside. I understand where you're coming from there. I mean, Scotty Arfield does a job for us, but I think Scotty would be the first to admit he's no exactly Usain Bolt, is he?
No, he does. He's the best scoring midfielder we've got from midfield. All right, Haribo does chip in now, but he's playing further forward. But the wee man gets his goal ratio a season for us when he's playing. And don't get me wrong, that goal he scored and the way he worked it when he done Celtic B dummy, and then he charged up the park and he finished the goal off. You know, he's got that about him, and I just think at home we want to be more attacking. So I just think maybe doing one of the other flanks we might be able to hurt them. And like I say, it was just my own personal choice, mate. It's not because I didn't think Arfield played well or he doesn't contribute. It's just my opinion.
Cosgrove.
Talking about people who always put their best feet forward, we've been joined by Alex Wishaw. How are we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Ox here. Jaffa, Southside, Bob Jer.
Evening, Alex.
I don't know who else is
doing, Alex?
Good evening, everybody. Special mention there for Bridgeman's wife. I hope she's keeping better. And Georgie K. I hope he's in the mend as well.
Good here, mate. Carry on. Floor's yours.
Well, just getting back to Sunday, it was a massive result. Just exactly what we needed. It was I thought it was an excellent game. Excellent game. I thought Hearts played their bit as well. He's coming out and attacking us, so that worked too well for us. And hopefully that's us back now, kind of winning ways in that again. And we've just got to keep it going one game at a time. I know everybody keeps talking about 13 games and this, but we're better just one game at a time and win the games, score as many goals as possible, because I've got a funny feeling it could come down to goal difference.
Good point, mate. It wasn't great for us last Wednesday. What happened with the goal difference? We started clawing them back at the weekend, and that's the attitude and the hunger we need to get for these cup finals that are coming up every week now.
Absolutely, that's what it's about, Ox. Yeah, and we need to try to score goals all over the park. I thought Morelos was outstanding. I'm going to say that on Sunday. That's probably the best I've seen him. It was great to see Ryan Jack back, albeit it was right in front of where I seen the injury, or the tackle. And we felt, what do you call it, that could be a bad one, although he played on the adrenaline going. This is what the result is. I hope it's only a knock, because we certainly need that guy in the middle of the park. And big Lundstram, I thought was really good as well. So basically the team,
his best performance in a blue jersey, Lundstram.
Lundstram?
Aye.
I thought he was outstanding. The times before it, I think he was at 4 or 5 games, would you call it, man of the match, and that, and he just kind of, his form dipped there, but I'm a great believer. He played the guy in that properly, his best position. I think that's it there, with 2 of them in there. And he certainly never let us down. He's got a bit of steel about him, which I like as well.
It was the first time I've seen him get involved in real physicality, Southside, Lundstram.
Aye. We'll expect him to have a big, look at the size of him, he's a big unit, you know. But I think he worked well with Ryan Jack. Sometimes we've seen him in there before with Kamara and that, and with Davis, and a lot said, they can't play together, but I thought he was well up for it on Sunday, and I think he deserves a chance tomorrow night to start. Obviously Ryan Jack's not there, so whoever is going to play in the midfield, we'll just need to see. They've got to step up. The attitude's got to be the same, Alex, definitely as it was on Sunday, you know, because even though we've been winning, the standards had dropped with attitude and performance, you know. So we've got to take it into tomorrow night. So we're looking for a big performance off Lundstram, mate. I think he's got everything that he needs physical-wise to play in midfield. He's got dig about, making pass. He's got strength. You've seen the burst he made when he burst through and cut inside. He was unlucky not to score. So I've seen flashes yet, but it's now he's got to bring it to the table, mate, on a regular basis if he's going to be playing in our team.
How fickle are we, Jaffa? Within a week, we're wanting Lundstram in our team because of one good game.
It was a good game, though, and I agree with Ox. It was, for me anyway, it was the best game I've seen John Lundstram in a Rangers top. Best 90-minute performance. I thought everything about his game was brilliant. I thought he read the game and he closed down. He as Southside said, he had a great few times he was right in for the challenge. Good dig. I mean, as Southside said, he should have digged with the size of him because he's like a doorman, isn't he? I would have him in the team. That version of John Lundstram is the John Lundstram I would like to see in our blue jersey in our team. And if he keeps doing that, then he's got a part to play from now until the end of the season.
I think he's a lot prettier than the 2 doormen I've got for the race night, but that's another story, you know. Right, aye, best game in the blue jersey. Bob J.
Absolutely, I thought Lundstram was excellent. I always thought he had it. It's just, you know, don't know. Some people take longer to settle than others, and if we can get a consistent performance like that with John Lundstram, I'll be happy. As I said earlier on, we've got an embarrassment of riches in the middle of the park. By the way, did any see the challenge on Ryan Jack? See it in detail, no? A mate of mine showed me on the phone this morning, and I'll tell you, he's a very lucky boy, he never got his leg broke. That was the extremity. And for a column day, nothing. So, but anyway, apart from that, we have got an embarrassment of riches, and it should, you know, we should just, you know, slot Glenn Kamara in there tomorrow night, go with the same team, and then let's take the slot apart tomorrow. We've got it to do it. Another big performance from our Rangers. This is the most vital part of the season that we're in now. So let's do it.
Get the goals, Alex, and then we've got a lot of pace on the bench. You know, you get Dalio, you potentially Sakala, Aaron Ramsey to come onto the pitch. You know, you're not giving the other teams a rest.
Absolutely, that's what it's about. And just the same start as against Hearts here in the first 30 seconds when the ball went down and we Alfie chased it and they got the corner kick. That's the tempo of the game we've got to play it now. And you're right enough, we've got excellent, what do you call it, bench now that we can bring on. I would like to see Stevie Davis playing tomorrow night, to be quite truthful. if Ryan Jack's not going to make it, I'd like to see Stevie Davis get in there with Lundstram.
With Lundstram, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we needed, Stevie Davis. And if it, well, he came on there, I know, be it maybe only 10 minutes and that, but to me that's him. And he could come on there and play half a game or what it is, but get him into the team at the beginning. That's just my opinion, like, you know.
I'm a big fan of Stevie Davis, but he's been up for a while and we'll see what it takes us. But I think he will be involved at some side, Jaffa.
Yep, I think he will be involved. Funny, I was thinking that earlier on when we were chatting about teams there, about who else we could put in the middle of the park, Alec, and it did cross my mind about putting Stephen Davis. He might put Stephen Davis in there. It wouldn't surprise me if he did, you know. Bearing in mind, Stephen Davis is normally one of the guys that returns for injury very quickly, or he has done through his second period at Rangers. When he's been out with injury, he does usually come back very quick. So, who knows? Only the manager will know that kind of stuff by seeing him on the training ground if he's up to full speed. But it wouldn't surprise me, Alec. I agree with you. It wouldn't surprise me if you put him in there. And I wouldn't be disappointed with that myself.
Aye. Only time will tell. The rest of your team pretty similar, Alec?
I would sub the same. Obviously McGregor, the same back four. I would sub in there Lundstram, as I say, Stevie Davis. I would have Scott Arfield, and I'd have the three up front, Aribo, Alfie, and Ryan Kent.
Well, okay, mate. All right. I get where you're coming for that, but I'd be interested to see what the team is. Anyway, we've been joined by Ian. Evening, Ian.
Evening, how you lads?
Good, mate. Good. What's on your mind, mate?
Hi, Ian.
Hiya.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, lads. It was just to say how proud I was of the boys the other day there against Hearts after that debacle at Portkeed. I thought there were a lot of great displays, and considering Alfie was sitting in the stand somewhere on the other side of the world, I mean, he was absolutely amazing. I mean, his hold-up play, his touches, his goals, everything. I thought the whole team played great. Lundstram played great with Jack. But I don't know if it doesn't seem he can play great with anybody else. Him and Jack going all right. But at the same time, it's only one game. As you say, it's earlier on, a few folk have said, we can't just take this game and think that we're going to do this every week, even though we're capable of it. And I think we're capable of it, and I think it's going to be the same again against the spoon burners on Wednesday night, tomorrow night. I think that I say 3-0 to Rangers, because I think what happened at Portkeed really sickened everybody right down to their toes, and not just the fans, everybody in that Ibrox stadium, right down to the tea lady, would have been disgusted at watching that. And that team had to come out and put that display on against Hearts. And I'm just hoping it's going to style at that. But I think that they're so confident now. I think they're going to drop points. A lot of folk are saying they're no. They seem to think they're world beaters now when they beat us. I mean, according to them, they're going to win the Conference League. They're on a treble, and that was after one game. Before that, they weren't boasting about nothing. So I wouldn't worry about them. And I still think we'll win the league, because I think we've got a stronger squad. And when we really play, and when we get them at Ibrox, we will get revenge, deep revenge, because that has hurt the players, it's hurt the fans, it's hurt everybody involved in Ibrox. And it's time to step up now, and they know that. And that's why they went out and done that against Hearts, because that, to me, is what their intention is going to be every time they pull that jersey on now.
Southside.
Aye, Ian, I think they got a reaction. We got a reaction on Sunday because it's been long overdue. Take aside what happened on Wednesday, we're still winning games, but we weren't playing well. So we got a better performance. But got to take into consideration that Hearts defence wasn't the strongest that it could have been, because Suter didn't play and Halkett didn't play. So when we play tomorrow night, it'll be probably a stronger. They'll have their strongest defence out when we're playing Hibs. So we got Hearts probably at the right time, and we got a good performance and a reaction the way I see it for the team for the previous week. But we need to take it forward, Dean. So Hibs will have a game plan like today, sit and look for set pieces, and if they think they can keep the game tight and we don't score, then they'll be flinging everything forward in the last 10 minutes trying to nick a goal if it was at nothing each. But it'll no be. We've got to come out with the same attitude and get a couple of goals early. We created chances, enough chances on Sunday. So we're just looking for a performance like that to start with, and I'm sure we'll get the goals. Don't think Hibs will be a major threat for us. They'll not be like Hearts. Hearts had a wee go when they had chances, but Hibs will basically sit and look for set pieces, spoil the game. That's the way I see it. So it's down to us to take the initiative for the start, put them under pressure, keep them under pressure until we get that first goal, and then we go looking for the second goal.
As I said to my pals, see, if Rangers start off in goat teams, Rangers are relentless. Their football is brilliant. If we just start this passing about at the back and play side to side and sitting back half the time and then attack now and again, that's when we're absolutely rubbish. But, I mean, against Hearts, we played for a minute and we're right up, we had a corner. So, I mean, that's the way to go to teams. And, I know it was only 1-0 at half time, but, there were a few wee dodgy bits in the match, but we were still the superior team. And as for Hibs, I don't think that Hibs are anything to worry about. Hibs are ranked rotten. You know, they were a good team at the beginning of the season, and then they're slowly drifting away. Hearts to me was a harder game than the Morelos and Jack game. I know they'll sit in, but we've got the quality in that team now to break them down and win this game, as far as I'm concerned, because I honestly have got nothing to worry about. Even what happened at Port Keed, it was disgraceful. We were all ashamed at that, and so did the players and everyone else. But after the game, I moved on and thought of the next game, which was against Hearts, and I thought, right, we need to win this game and carry on, keep going, just to win every game at the end of the season. That's us, finished 56 titles, you know what I mean?
Aye, I think Ian's right at the point he makes there, Jaffa. When we play at a tempo and we get the ball forward and we don't, it's no more centre backs that's got the ball for 10 minutes, with a better side.
Without a doubt, Ox. Without a doubt, and we've got the personnel in our team proved that on Sunday, and has proved it on more than enough occasions throughout the last, since the team's been put together. With the kind of guys that we've got in the team, you saw Arfield doing. Arfield's always good for his one touch and the intricate 1-2s, but they were linking up. There were 3-4 passes, and they were passing their way through teams, Ian. And we've done that. We've done that on Sunday against Hearts. We just passed our way around them. That ball from Bassey. Yeah, exactly, with pace as well, and that's all to do with the tempo and the starting tempo, and all the players getting involved in that, and not letting the opposition, not giving them a chance to settle, and playing that kind of pedestrian football that we play at the back sometimes, which is just slows everything down, and it all becomes quite trudged. And I think that's our biggest downfall, because all I think that happens then is you invite the opposition onto you, and exactly. I think we're much better than that. We're far better than that. And hopefully, listening to the manager today in his press conference, he's indicating exactly the same kind of things that we as fans are all talking about here on Rangers Radio, and how we see the game and how we see it for the stands, and how much better a team we are to watch when you see Alfredo getting involved. And I think when you get the opposition onto their back foot, when you do that, that's when you get, for example, the Morelos second goal. That all came from the fact that Hearts didn't know what was going on at the back, and he went to try and play a 1-2, and it came back off the Hearts defender. He got a break of the ball, but the finish after that was sublime. And I heard Jimmy JFK talking last night. It was on his weaker foot. What a goal it was, and Craig Gordon's no slouch. That was brilliant, but that was all because that happened at pace, and it happened at tempo. And that's what we've got to do. That's the way we've got to play with football.
I exactly agree. That if you go at teams and you go at speed, you're leaving them running all over the place, and they're wondering who's getting the ball in. the intricate 1-2s, the wee triangles, and all that right through the defence. I mean, they didn't have a clue what Rangers were doing, and they were chasing. They were just chasing all the time, and we were too fast for them, too speedy, and it was a well-deserved gubbin that they got. And I know that they had two big defenders missing, but I don't think that would have made a difference. To be quite honest with you. And as I say, I fear nothing tomorrow night. I think I say 3-0 tomorrow night. I said that earlier on the chat, 3-0, and I stick by that. And I think they're going to come out and do exactly the same and go for it. And then I think they're going to do that all season, because I think what happened at Portkey gave them the reason and the shame and embarrassment, everything that they've read about and talked about. They'll not be wanting any team ever to do that to them again. Any team, not just that lot, any team to beat them again. And
sometimes it's a great point you make. Sometimes in life, in football, Alex Fairwisher, it's when you have a bad result, you learn more about your players than you have a good result. Huh?
Absolutely, Ox. Yeah, that's what it's about. That was the character of the team to come back, because to be quite truthful, we're all getting into the game then. I was a bit apprehensive after what had happened on the Wednesday, and there we came out the block. Scene's quite right with the tempo, right in there the first minute, first 30 seconds. And the only thing was we could have scored a few more goals. And Ryan Kemp is really unlucky. 8 times he just put the ball by the post, or the one that went in the Alfie just missed it. But I've got to get back with every goal was absolutely fantastic. You get through them all. The third goal, when we call him Arfield scores, when you see the reverse pass, we call it with Kemp, it was absolutely fantastic. It took me any day to keep her with a reverse pass right in and just beat the back line. And it was absolutely fantastic to watch the team playing at that tempo. Then we had to bring on Ramsey on, and that brought the house down. No forgetting Andy Halliday, because he gets some evasion and all, like, you know, but it was a fantastic day for us, really. And that's what we're looking for now. What happened is Byway now, we've all, call it, come on here and examine what went wrong the week before and that. And we've all got any ideas. But that was the main result. I says that when I come on last week. We've got to get in there and get the result. It was massive for us now. And we've got to take it on them all night. And we know what Hibs is all about, with Porteous and these guys. And they'll try and stop the game and the flow of the game and any tackles. We've just got to be up and get the ball down and start playing football. And as I say, Morelos is on fire now, man. And they'll not handle him. There's no question. They'll not handle him tomorrow night.
No, I'm just wondering what minute of the game Porteous will be sent off.
Well, what's the point? That's a good point. In a minute. But if I think your point, and I'll go to Southside, if we get up to that final third and we're moving and we're pushing it wide, but we'll get speed and direction in our play, it's no slow and turgid. That's when we're a good side, mate.
Aye, as soon as we get our wingers onto that wing on the right, we isolate the fullback, because we're moving the ball quicker, and the midfield are getting out early to the winger. And that's when we're looking good, getting Kent a one-on-one. Sometimes the way we play, Kent's the one that's always sort of trying to create for us, which sometimes we're looking for maybe some of us to try in the midfield, maybe try and get a through ball to him and let him try and get through on the goalkeeper one-on-one. Don't see that a lot for Kent. He's usually going to try and make his own chance sort of for the wide part and come in a bit to try and get himself the goal. But aye, when we're moving the ball with pace ups in either flank, you know, and we're running at teams, and also we've got back up for Joe Aribo running about the edge of the box. We've got good movement, and that's when Alfie's alive in the box looking for the space. So it's all positive, but it's about the midfield tomorrow night, doing what Jack done on Sunday there. When you receive the ball, try and move it forward quicker, get it moving quicker, then we'll be hitting them a lot quicker with pace like we did on Sunday. So we've got to have a tempo in our game for the start, and it's got to come for the midfield and the front three moving. But aye, that's when we're at our most dangerous, mate. And that's, if we keep the pressure on them, they'll eventually score, and then it's a matter of how many after that. Because, and that's what it's all about tomorrow. Just be relentless on them for the start.
Aye, well, lads, I'm going to go and let you, if anybody else is coming on or whatever.
No problem, mate.
Thanks for letting us on.
Yeah, always great to hear from you, mate. You look after yourself, yeah?
Right,
I'll go as well, Ox.
All right,
And
Bob,
let anybody else that's wanting a show come in. But I don't think any of us knew. I'm not going to use a term like wildest dreams, but I don't think any of us thought we were going to win 5-0 on Sunday.
No.
And all said and done, the analysis tonight, the show has been wonderful again, brilliant. Rangers played great on Sunday. Keep it up, the Mora boys. Get another victory and another 3 points and keep going. Okay, lads, I'll catch you all later, eh?
Cheers, Bob Jet.
Right, I'm off to then.
Night, Bob Jet.
Cheers.
Good night, Bob Jet. Good night, Ian.
Alex,
All the best, Ian.
lad. All the best. Take care.
Alex, these youngins can't last the pace with you.
That's debatable. You've seen me the last couple of weeks here. But just well pleased. I'm just like Southside and that. We knew exactly what to do there. And by Jove, we proved it. So we're a good team. As long as they know now to get the sleeves rolled up and notice exactly what's the end date now, because this is a massive season again for us. We know about the money side of it as well. And we've got really good players there. They'll be, what do you call it, what they've got to do, tactics. Let's all go and play it. I definitely thought Ryan Kent had a good game, but young Bassett at the back, okay, he made a couple of mistakes in that difference in him. The ball he put through, well, the first goal where Ryan Kent changes the direction of the play for Bassett, he put the ball through, and Ryan Kent runs on it. That's what the football's all about. So I believe he feels a bit better with Bassett there as this, with Barrett's is behind him, because that was just a total disaster what was happening there weeks before it. And here's hoping Ryan Kent is back in form and on it.
I say Bassett's raw. He's got room for development. Is that fair, Alex?
Oh, definitely. But he's definitely come out leaps and bounds. He's played centre half there. I mean, we knew there were bits of our game that he was at fault and that, but the guy, for determination and that, you can't. The fans love him. He's the culture hero with the kids or the young team and that and all. When he's running down the wing there with the ball and he comes at full pelt. And there is mistakes in him, but that's just how it's to be. He's only a young fella. What is he, 21, 22 years of age? And that, he'll grow into a right good left back at Rangers. I've no doubt about that. Big Goldstone was talking him through the game there and all, so there is mistakes here, but we put the ball on the other side of the net. We'll no need to rely on as many mistakes down at the other end there. That's how I look at it. We've got to keep fired now. Follow the park, everybody get involved and shoot for goals here, as I said before, because goals is going to be a lot to do with this league this year.
Southside, Bassy's got a bit of growing today. She's over. I'd like to make his strip, would you?
He was a project, wasn't he? He was a project, and he's a work in progress, Alec. And he looked a bit more comfortable at left back. As much as he was all heart and he tried his best out for us now at centre back. He's not a centre back. He looks more comfortable on the wing, and if he makes a mistake, then it's down the line that he's making the mistake. So it's not in the middle of our goal. He's learning and he's improving, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he's trying his best. But he was a project, and he's going forward. He's gave us something different for what the Borner geezers, but Borner on his game or Bassey on his game, I would pick Borner in my opinion, but they both would have to be on their game. But Borner for me is a better player, but the new Bassey's got the jersey, and we're just looking for him to put in another good performance and tomorrow night, mate.
I don't know if cult heroes are right, but he's got attributes with that power. He's got Jaffa, and obviously he gives you physicality in both boxes for your left back. No, he's cultured, a good Borna Barisic, but at the moment I think he's got the jersey deservedly.
I think he has. Ox, I agree with what the lads have been saying there. I mean, he's only just turned 22, just in the end of December there. He's been with us for just over a couple of years. He came into us as a kid, and he's turning into a man. Played 19 league games this year. Played in the Europa League. Played in the Scottish Cup. He's picked up a lot of games this year, and I think we're seeing the Calvin Bassey developing. But he's got a lot of his game still to he's still rough around the edges, Ox, and he still makes some mistakes like Alex was just talking about there at the weekend. But that ball he played it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. Weighted perfectly for Ryan Kent. Great tackler, Ox, and he gives you a presence in the opposition box. When he goes up for corners. Got to agree with Southside though. He's not as cultured as a Borna Barisic on his game. Barisic is still a tidy player. But right now, Calvin Bassey's got the jersey. And he would be in my team. I would put him in my team just now until Borna, either picks his game back up or whatever is going on, and he's in the background. I don't know if he was tapped up, but during the window there, and he's got his eye off the ball. Football's a funny game, Ox, as we all know.
Aye, be interesting to see how it pans out. I don't think he's the finished article, but talking about finished article, know how stats and sometimes things get thrown at you. I seen an interesting one today, just diversing with one of our ex-players who's no longer with us and chose to leave us, Nathan Patterson. In the last 4 months, he's been managed by 4 Champions League winners. That's a stat.
Push it off, aye. Has he played a game yet down there? No,
I don't think so, but he's been managed by 4 Champions League winners in a few months. Yeah. Just shows you, doesn't it? Stats, Jaffa.
That's crazy. Oh, stats that's stats, but who would that be then? So we've got Frank Lampard, what was his name, the manager that just got sacked?
Benitez.
Aye. Gerrard and Van Bronckhorst, obviously.
Aye.
That's crazy.
Yeah, one for you, Alex. Just shows you, doesn't it?
Oh, certainly. That's it. But he's not even brought through the team there. What do you call it that? I believe he'll get his chance. He'll certainly get his chance there. But he's definitely... He played well with us for all the games. He had about 15 games, and he's seen the deal that we got through it. So here's hoping he gets down there and he takes it to another level.
Well, we'll see. He's gone, but I just found that quite interesting today. Right, okay. How's the game going to go tomorrow night, Alex? Who was shot?
Well, I'm hoping for, what do you call it, a good result. I'm hoping for about 3 or 4-0. That's my prediction. And if we can score any more above that, first and foremost to get the victory. That's the most important thing. But there's goals there. That definitely gave us a lift there last Sunday. And I'm sure we will add to that. So I'm going for 3-0, 3-4-0.
All right. Jaffa.
I'm going for a hammer. 6-0.
Oh,
I like it.
Jeez, oh. Bold.
Better get Colin Steen back there.
Southside.
I think we're good enough for a 3 or a 4, mate, to be honest. If I look at the performance, if we can replicate anything well near that tomorrow night, it'll be too much for Hibs. So I think we could take 3 or 4 off them anyway tomorrow.
Okay, all right, I'll settle for that. First and foremost, it's about winning the football match for me, and the goals will be a bonus. And if we play what we did on Sunday, particularly in the last 20 minutes, we'll get the goals. Alex?
Absolutely. That's what we're looking for. The same tempo. And as you say, the last 20 minutes was absolutely wonderful. Every time the ball went into the box, man, you thought there was a goals coming. But as I say, you've got to give Hearts, they at least came out and had a go at us. Albeit, we've turned them over. Hibs will be entirely different. They'll be more, maybe 8 men behind the ball and that. So we've got to make the openings in that. Of the guys prepared to, run by the lines. And I'd like to just see them taking more shots at goal, to be quite truthful. Because I think there is goals there all over the ship now,
Aye. I think that's a criticism we've had for a long time. Jaffa. Fox made a point earlier on when I was talking to him about we keep the tempo, we get the legs, we replenish the quality with the subs, and then you become relentless and you can stride on to victory at the end of the game, yeah?
Well, I was saying that earlier on with Dalio, with his pace possibly coming on in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, that young lad's got pace to burn, and Sakala has as well. And a defence that's been working hard for 65 minutes, Ox, you can really do some serious damage there. And that's kind of what happened on Sunday with the performance, because Hearts were tiring and we were bringing on, you seen what was coming on in the park. So, and really making those 5 subs work for you. But, apart from that, tomorrow we've just got to get our game. I know we say it on here a lot. I hear you saying it. I hear a lot of the other guys saying it. We play, we win. If we get our game plan right and start with that tempo, with that one-touch passing, we've got the craft in our team to open up any team in our league. And if we can maintain that and believe in ourselves tomorrow night and just keep pressing Alfredo Morelos right on form, get him up for it, get the wee man bouncing, get some balls into the box early, get the balls out to Ryan Kent out in the wing early, we'll cause some damage tomorrow night. No two ways about it.
Southside.
I think the fact that the subs come on Sunday, they were positive. When Kamara come on, he straight away in gets his goal. Sakala comes on late on and scores a goal. So I think everybody had the right attitude, and I think that it stayed throughout the team throughout the second half of the 45 minutes, even when we're making the subs. They've all been guilty of dropping off and all that, as we know. But there was none of that. It was high tempo, keep going. So that helped when we brought the subs on. I think it kept the pace up of the game. So all we're looking for is high tempo, endeavour, heart, and get stuck in and don't cheat us. Work your guts out for 90 minutes. That's all we ask for. And don't cheat us and don't cheat that blue jersey. So just go out there, try your best, and that should be good enough. And as long as we keep the performance up that we did the other day, there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure we'll create loads of chances. It's just about taking them. So hopefully we'll pick the right team tomorrow night and right for the off. We'll be right bang at it. And that's what we're looking for.
Do you think the managers learned for last week, Alex, when you've got to be more positive? Well, maybe not positive, but you maybe go to the ball up the park now.
Well, I hope so. Because let's be quite truthful, a week past Wednesday, obviously to learn after that. Because that was a shock to us all. I never realised we could be as bad, but there you go. So I think he knows now what's involved. He's got the players, and he's got them all there. Playing probably his way was another thing. I know you've got to remember, he's maybe trying to change it a wee bit, and that maybe folk weren't comfortable with what they were doing. They certainly were all at the races there last week. Last Wednesday, we know that, but Sunday there, it was entirely different. It was like a different team. It was like Jekyll and Hyde. And you've seen that team coming out on the front foot. And that's exactly what we've got to be like. For the goal, everybody just attack. And let's get another victory and tick another box.
You're here. Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Would you believe that, Jaffa?
Incredible. Thanks for having us on again, Ox. Always a pleasure to be on Rangers Radio and get our wee chat going with the Rangers world out there. And thanks very much for having us. Good to be on with you, Southside.
Cheers, brother. What about you, Southside?
Aye, mate. Just likewise. Thoroughly enjoyed the night, mate. It's been a good wee chat and gab. Enjoyed every people that's phoned in and said their bit, and obviously Alex for Wishaw. So I thoroughly enjoyed the night with Jaffa, mate, and like to thank you for having us on, pal.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. Listen, thanks to Alex, thanks to Bob Jeff, thanks to Liz, thanks to Jordan, and who have I missed? I missed somebody. Alex, Jordan.
Ian,
of course, Ian. Great to hear for all the calls tonight. Always especially great to hear for Alex for Wishaw. I think people like to hear his insight to the game. Thanks to Jaffa and Southside for joining us here on the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back at 6:45 tomorrow night with a pre-match show. We'll be joined by the one and only Port Bear. Thanks for listening. Please stay safe, particularly Skipper, Take it away, Old School Blue.
Thank you. Thank you.